Hey, it's Kaero. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about the One Ring, and no, this video will not be about the price of it. I already have a YouTube short and a standing offer of $2 million IOU and unlimited Olive Garden breadsticks if you bring me the serialized version. No, today I'm talking about how powerful this card is. I'm going to give you 5 reasons to run the One Ring in almost every non-pure aggro deck you have. Let's go. Number 1, the One Ring is colorless, and that means any deck can run this. There are a lot of good cards in Magic the Gathering, but having a really good colorless card means it can see play in literally any deck. Whatever format you play right now, think of the best cards in the format, and then think of the decks you wish you could build if you weren't limited by color restrictions and casting costs. For this reason alone, this is insanely good. Number 2, this card draws way more cards than it looks like at first glance. Let's say we play this card with no synergies at all, just the card by itself. We cast it, we immediately tap it, and boom, we draw a card if we need it. But you can tap the ring at any time, meaning initially you can play it and wait until after your next upkeep before you even draw that card before your main phase, and if you choose, you avoid that damage on the initial card draw altogether. Each subsequent turn you tap and draw cards, you are getting another card. 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. This can be done on the opponent's turn, on your own turn to draw lands, whatever you need. Pair this with something that pays you off for every card you draw, and it gets absolutely ludicrous, like Sheoldred the Apocalypse comes to mind. That's going to produce a net life gain every single time you tap this to draw, and it's only going to get better with time. Combine this with effects that untap artifacts or payoffs that care about how many artifacts you have, and it's off the charts insane. Imagine playing this, drawing a card, untapping it, tapping it then again to draw 2 cards, untapping it, tapping it again to draw 3 cards in one single turn. How much life do you lose at the beginning of your next upkeep? 3 life for a total of 6 cards? That sounds reasonable to me. You're going to have a card that's going to be able to deal with whatever they throw at you. The ring does not deal damage to you whenever you tap it, only during your upkeep, which makes it way better than initially it looks like. Next, the One Ring is indestructible. That means it's not going away to abrade type effects like destroy target artifact spells. Basically, once this resolves, your opponent has to have a way to make you either sacrifice an artifact or to exile it to derail your game plan. And if you can make some cool deck that manages to make this a creature, you can have it draw you cards and also be an indestructible creature, which would be very, very cool. Number 4, the protection from everything clause is massively powerful, especially in multiplayer formats like Commander. Playing the One Ring ensures your other 3 opponents can't profitably attack you, they can't target you with spells, and basically can't do anything to you. You can use this during your vulnerable times where you think somebody's going to go after you, or when your opponent's about to go off and maybe take somebody out of the game, you can just make sure it's not you with the protection from everything clause. In 1v1 formats, it's even better, actually. Number 5, the One Ring being legendary is actually massive advantage. Generally, the downside of legendary things are that if you have one on the field and one in your hand, the one in your hand is kind of a dead card, right? Unless that the one in play is removed. Well, it's not so with the One Ring. If you find the ring has too many counters on it for your liking, you're losing too much life by drawing too many cards, simply play another one, sacrifice the other one to the graveyard, reset the count to 0, and get another round of protection from everything. Pair this with a card that can bounce a permanent back to your hand every turn in the late game when you have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, and you've got yourself infinite turns with protection from everything as long as you cast it every time. Should be noted this card has to be cast, not blinked, so Yorion and Yorion type effects and flicker things will not give you this effect. That's it. That's the whole video. It's short, sweet. I hope you like these tips. If you like this video, sharing, liking, and subscribing will help YouTube recommend the video to more viewers, and that makes me able to make even more content. So thank you very much for doing all those things. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.